shared it on Instagram just recently, and this was a real list, was one of the first guests that we wanted to have on this program, and we are blessed to have her this evening. She's a Grammy-nominated songstress. She has many albums to her credit. She is a super spectacular voice in the music industry right now, taking it back to the days of the super vocalists. Ladies and gentlemen, from Oakland, California, New Orleans as well, please make a joyful noise for our sister, Ledisi! That was almost mine. She wants her fan back.
Yes. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? Did you hear Allison Williams? Come on now.
Did you look up to Allison Williams as a vocalist when you were coming up?
Of course. That's like Phyllis Hyman, all that whole...
Absolutely.
Norman Connors right there. I mean, this is great.
It's all in the same vein, and that voice.
Okay.
Lord, it doesn't always last for everybody. And I mean, that's no shade. It's just real. The body is the body. You know, some people back get messed up. Some people voice get messed up. So when their voice lasts, and they can still do that 20 years, 30 years, that's something to be grateful for. It's a blessing.
Yes.
Not just for her, but for us. So that's fair. Y'all need to give it up for her just on that. Give it up to God for preserving what we love so much. Because we know who's going to be doing this 20 years from now also. Is this
we
young
already
lady
know.
As long as you have me.
To my
We
left.
already know, God willing, absolutely.
You know, we go back kind of far. Pretty far. Almost
2000.
20,
2000 is when we first met.
Yeah, almost 20
2000.
years.
2000.
July of 2000. I do
Black
believe
Lily
it
was my first show that I saw you guys.
Yes. We did
And
in
I was
New York.
such a groupie. It was at, what was
Joe's
it? SOB?
Pub in New
Joe's
York
Pub.
City.
Yes.
That's where I
in
saw
New York.
Yes.
In New York.
And I was like,
You tore the
You
house
were
down.
amazing then.
No,
and she
y'all
wasn't a part of
did.
the Lily lineup, but she came, you know, all the way out from Oakland, I believe, at that time, and performed. And I believe Jaguar and the Jazzy Fat Nasties and probably Lady Alma and maybe even Jasmine Sullivan were on that show. And it was incredible, man. Like, and, you know, for a very long time, we've known how incredible you are, but the world has come to know how incredible you are. And I remember there was a song that you sang that night that became one of your album titles, Soul Singer. And I wanted to know now, do you still consider yourself a soul singer, or do you want to be a soul singer, or do you want to just be known as a great voice?
I want to be known as a great voice. I want to be known as a singer of all songs, because I've branched out into everything from big band, jazz, R&B, classical. I've surprised myself. And being from New Orleans, that's a part of our whole makeup of who we are. And when I came out, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I just know I needed to sing and create something for the people, because I had been performing in theater and doing local gigs, getting $30 at the end of the night, making it work. Y'all know how it is, you know. And sometimes I would get nothing just because I love performing. So I had to get the job. So you did whatever it took to get the job, meaning whatever the song was, whether it be classical, R&B, jazz. I was a singing waitress at one point, and I had to sing arias at the Max's Opera House in San Francisco. So I was going to get the job, child. I got bills to pay.
That's right.
So that teaches you how to be a full singer, not just a singer of one genre.
Right.
So it's hard for me to just stick in one place, because I'm used to trying to get the job.
Right.
And so at that time, you know, you have really a unique story in that you really did the independent grind at the very beginning, and you've kind of seen it from both ends of the spectrum. And really, in many instances, you see it the other way around. You see people get started with a, you know, big label support, and then eventually they kind of move into the independent world. But you've kind of done it the opposite way. How do you think that kind of grind has primed you for this moment, this day?
It's no different other than you get less money and I have to complete my contract with a bigger label. It's no different. I still move like an independent artist. If they're not going to make it happen for me, I'll make it happen for myself, and then I say, here it is. That's why I get so upset with independent artists who don't consider me independent, because I'm acting like an independent artist since I've been an independent artist. Right. And it hurts my heart because I'm still there with y'all, even though my name is not associated too. Right. Because I was there when all I had a blue postcard and word of mouth, these people telling people. I didn't have social media like we have now. Right. It's even better and easier now to be an independent artist and get your brand out there easier than just word of mouth. I went to every city, sang my ass off, gave a blue postcard, signed every CD to the last person, and that's how my name became Ledisi. Yeah.
And y'all should clap for that. Because I most certainly understand, because we have a somewhat similar story in that when you're signed to a label, that doesn't necessarily mean that, and even Allison Williams talked about it while she was on stage. She said, look, I had to figure out how to survive in that environment, and it was her kind of hustle mentality that said, you know, I'm going to get where I fit in. I'll be the tour manager, or I'll handle X, Y, and Z.
Come on.
Okay. All righty. And so it allows us to be creative and push ourselves, okay? Fatina and I have done our own videos, and so those are things that we've decided to go into. Were there things that you had to do out of survival that are things that have become another outlet for you creatively?
Definitely, I started my film company with Ron T. Young, a photographer, actor I met, and he and I, because I got tired of waiting for labels to put money and back up my videos, I would just write my own storyboard. I always have.
Treatments.
My treatments. I wrote all right, but someone else took the credit. And I would just let that happen until I got smart and started my own thing like you guys are doing, and decided we wrote our own treatments, asked our friends, his actor friends, come in and let's do something, and we'd show them the treatment, and they say, wow. Or we do a snippet of what the video might be to present it, because you have presentation is everything, how you present things and how you sell it. You're your best seller. Well, yeah. So I'm my best seller. Yeah. So we would present it in a way that they go, wow, we'll spend money. And, you know, here's a guy they don't know. He's not in the system. He's from Philadelphia. They don't know who he is.
She got a Philly guy.
But he has
Smart lady.
He has that grind, so he knows how to make it work, Led. I'll show you. And so I present it and trust it. I trust who I'm around, who my circle is. And in the beginning, I didn't have that. And now I have a circle that's really cool. Yeah. But I have branched out into more acting, more film, more writing.
Because you were in the film Selma.
Yes, I was in Selma.
Yes.
Yes, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember Ledisi and Selma? Yeah. She was Mahalia. She got the midnight call. Mahalia, I need to hear something. I thought that was hilarious because Mahalia's husband was cool with that.
I know, right?
That was pretty weird. It was like, you know, they had a little special relationship.
My husband be like, I don't know who the hell on that phone, but you ain't finna be just singing.
Don't be calling people
men on the phone. No. Anyway, I'm off the stage.
What happened to the musical partner, Sandra? Was her name Sandra?
Sandra Manning. We're still great friends. Mm-hmm.
Because when you came to New York the first time, she was with you, and she was a part of those first albums that you did, and a part of the label that you had started.
Yeah.
Correct?
See, this is the thing. You can't bring everybody with you if they don't have the same dream and push.
Understood.
That you have. And I love her to pieces.
Right.
But at that time, I wasn't ready to allow fear to stop me from leaping. Mm-hmm. And so comfort was her thing. My thing was risking it all. Right. I left with 2 suitcases from the Bay Area to move to New York without knowing what I'm going to do. I had an understudy job on Broadway. I was in Carolina Change. Anika Noni Rose was in that, and Tanya Pinkins. And then at the same time, I had auditioned for another musical that was being talked about, was The Color Purple. So the whole opening number was written for me. And I had auditioned for it 5 times for different parts of that part. So I just took a risk and went to New York. And I was telling her to come with me. But you can't pull people to do those things. So I took a risk. I had bills up up here being an independent artist, not managing money correctly, not having the right people to help me.
Right.
And I was going to quit the business because it was hard.
Right.
It was just too hard for me, and I didn't know how to pay these bills. I had a car payment, a house payment, everything. I left it all behind, had my mom stay there and would send money as I made money being an understudy on Broadway. But I literally had decided I'm going to teach and just do Broadway and not do this music business. But it was Shaka Khan who asked me to come on the road for a week. Mm-hmm. And it was one show with Rasan Patterson, Layla Hathaway in D.C. And Verve Music, the same label that turned me down, showed up at that show. Mm. And what they saw was the audience buying my albums that I refused to sell for like $50 at the time. And they saw how fast Feeling Orange was going. And they saw the show. They had never seen me live, but they had heard me and looked at me. Not just that label, but a whole bunch of labels. And during the time I came out, it was before Jill, before Erica. They didn't know what to do with me. I've been doing this a long time. Right. So when they did finally come out, they would compare me. Oh, we already have. So I could never fit in a box or anything and just stay in one way. And when I did, it didn't work. Nothing worked. But it was that show, doing that show and seeing the audience in D.C. just eat it all up, because I rarely came out during that time, meaning come out to perform. I was done. I was tired. So I did those few shows, and they said, we got to sign her. We can't let her go. And Ron Goldstein, who was at Verve at the time, signed me because my sensitivity was doing so well. And that was Rex Rideout, who I recorded that song with. And he said, come back and just at least record a little bit with me so you can come back a little bit. He was trying to get me back in, but I was done. I was like, I'm going to do Broadway. No, I got, health insurance and steady check. I was good.
I definitely think it's a good time to return to Broadway. Broadway and Black Broadway. I mean, just really Black people in media is just popping right now, like at every level. So it's really time to see a Ledisi return to Broadway. We don't know in what way.
You're kind of making bridges to it already, with what you just did with the Nina Simone show that you had up at the Apollo, sold out show at the Apollo. And I know that are you going to take that on the road, or are you just doing special places with that?
I did it at the Kennedy Center.
Yes.
2 nights, sold out the Kennedy Center. And then I wanted to do it in New Orleans. They asked, we did it there and did it at the Apollo. And I'm thinking, this is a great show. There's a lot of work. So I don't know if that's going to be, it's really like a show. It's not a Broadway thing. But I have been working with Titus Burgess, who owns The Preacher's Wife. Right. So we'll see what happens with that. I've been working on that for about 2 years now. It takes a while. You got to get people to want to put money into it. So we'll see what happens. But with the Nina thing, we'll see. I got to finish Let Love Rule, though.
Absolutely. You got to finish promoting that album.
And you're about to rev up to go back on tour with that. And now we're looking forward to that. We'll talk about that in a second. But this past Grammy week, you were involved in a really beautiful tribute to Leonard Bernstein. Right. And so here's the deal. A lot of people, your fans, a lot of folks have felt you've been, haven't been able to get the Grammy, and they're upset about it. They feel as if, and they felt that I guess the word snub goes around. You know what I mean? And certainly there are lots of artists that have felt this over the years. But to be involved in something so special outside of the genre you're known for, and things of that nature, you said something where you said, this is after years of genre bending. I'm not feeling so weird after all. I'm going to use that question to kind of slide into your past. Before you become Ledisi, before you start doing music, years of genre bending. What about you as a young woman made you want to experiment, or was that something that started when you were young in terms of your influences? Just tell me about it.
Well, my mom would listen to Patsy Cline, she would listen to Willie Nelson, and she would listen to Leontine Price.
That's a hell of a mixture.
Then my stepdad played drums. We had a full band in our house. The band, my mom's band would rehearse in the shotgun house. And in the front of the house was a bass amp and a bass, drums, and a piano, upright piano. So I'm from New Orleans. That's what we do. Music is there, and dysfunctional families. That's just part of the whole thing.
Those are all over the country.
But music would always be there. So I had my stepfather, he would listen to Norman Connors. He would listen to Earth, Wind & Fire. He would listen to Confunction and all the funk stuff. So I'm in the middle listening to all that. And the only way to sleep, I would listen to my stepfather play drums when I was a little baby. Like, he would put me on his back. So I started as a drummer. I didn't start as a singer. And I thought I would play drums, but he was so mean, so I stopped playing drums. I was like, you too mean. I can't do this no more. So, but I started listening to Leontine. I would just be the loudest one in my school. My teachers would say to my mom, you have to tell your kid to shut up. No, you don't tell her to shut up. You know, my mom, it would just act a fool at the school. Don't tell my child to shut up, you know, because I'd be the first one, you know, doing all the opera and stuff. And then that's strange to a little kid at 8 years old just walking around singing classical music. I would pick all the odd songs and do the Beatles tunes while everybody's singing all the, you know, that wasn't me. So, and I learned everything backwards. It would be like, I didn't start in the church. Everybody, I grew up Catholic where we go, you know. Then we moved to Oakland and I was, you know, hanging out with Daryl Coley and the Hawkins family, so.
Daryl Coley.
You know, so it was like everything was backwards. And at the same time I was learning gospel in Oakland, I was learning classical again. I was really studying it at UC Berkeley, so my teachers would be pulling their hair out. Ledisi, you must sing, and everybody wants you to be who they want you to be. You could be the next Leontine, or you could be the next Aretha Franklin if you focused, or the next Sarah Vaughan. All my teachers would want to just take me and make me theirs. And that was a beautiful thing, but it was also restriction. It felt restricting, so that's why I kept my whole life just always been, no, 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 I want to be me. I want to be whatever
Always
I
that
feel.
loud child on the inside.
Exactly.
I love it.
So that's where that comes from, just always not wanting to fit in, but learning, keep learning and moving forward to whatever I gravitated towards, a chameleon of sorts.
And so does that have a lot to do with the fact that you refer to yourself as a nerd? Why?
I love it. I think if you are a nerd, you should be proud. When I was little...
You got some nerds out there. They all clapped.
I asked you, but you know, I already know.
Glasses don't make you a
geeky kids
nerd.
unite.
Unite. But it's like I was told to talk a certain way in my neighborhood, to move a certain way, to act a certain way. But my mom would take us to the library every Saturday in the Goodwill, and then we would wash clothes. I mean, that was our routine. Every Saturday I knew I was going to the library. I knew I had to read my book up until this. I would get like 8 books and read them before that Saturday came so I could get new books. It was like, those things were my joy, to write and to hear music and to learn and study people and things and look at around. Most of us don't even look up. So I look up everywhere I go. I go, ooh, what's that? What, you know, or I listen. I close my eyes and not have to look at things. Some things is better when you just don't see it and you can feel it. And I've always been like that. And that's the nerdy part of me, with my mom teaching me how to embrace that learning part.
You see, I would call it self-aware.
Okay.
Because
I love that too. I'm stealing that too.
I would call it self-aware.
That's why you need to write a book. See, I love
She's always telling you.
Right.
I've been telling her that. She won't listen to me. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Tell us about your relationship with your longtime manager, Roland.
Roland Jack, yes.
You and Roland have been rolling for a very long time together, and that is a part of the makeup of a successful artist, having someone in your corner who really is there for you and working hard for you. And you always big him up a lot in social media and what have you when I see it, and I can see that there's a very special relationship between the two of you. How does that work, and how did you guys start
Well, I
that
have several managers, but he is that person that knows you, kind of like how Frank knows you. He knows how your water should be, or how your room should be, or when you walk in, how things should be before I get there. And I never had that until I met him. And the day we met, I knew we were going to be close. I had a gig at the Jazz Heritage Festival. And all I had, I paid the band, and all I had left was $40. And I said, Roland, you can have this whole $40. I just kind of need 20, and I can give it back to you later.
Share it with me.
Can we share this $40?
So that I can get something to eat. Because I'm a real stickler on people eating food. You can, you can't mess with my money now, I get mad. But you better make sure everybody eat, you know what I mean? I get really upset when people don't have food. I lose my mind, especially my band. And he said to me, Led, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to give me, I'm here for you. When he said that, we've been like, that was 20 years ago. And we're still like that today. And he just gets me.
That's a beautiful thing.
And that's a good thing, because with artists, it's all artists are different, and we're an interesting bunch. And then you can find a kind of a kindred spirit, no pun intended.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm your kindred spirit.
But he tells the truth too.
Yeah.
If everyone else is going, oh, you were great, he will tell me, you should get more sleep because you messed up a few things here. Or you shouldn't sing that part. You shouldn't wiggle like this. And some things we agree with, and some things I don't agree with him on. And like, he didn't like High. A lot of people didn't like High, and High blew up. But I stuck with it. I fought my label. I didn't agree with Roland. But I still, some things require you.
You have to go with your.
You got to do for you. You got to do for you. I wanted to talk about when I think it was the BET Awards. And, we talked about the Nina Simone thing, and you're doing this show, and you've done it at the Kennedy Center, you did it at Apollo. But I remember when you did 4 Women with Marsha Ambrosius and Kelly.
That was an iconic
Jill
moment.
Scott.
If you didn't see that, you need to look it up on YouTube.
I think we got a little piece of it somewhere.
Uh-oh.
I think we got a piece of it.
Do we?
You killed this shit right here. Shh. Yeah, shh. You could have put the rest on that.
This the part. Shh.
What do they call me? What do they call me? Sweet thing. What do they call me? My name is Peaches.
Sister, you were born for that moment. You were born for that moment. That moment right there was so incredible, Liz.
First of all, honey, you called the mother ancestors.
Nina was smiling down that day, absolutely.
Honey, that was Mammy's good pot. You understand what I'm saying?
Mammy's good pot?
That was Mammy's good pot. That was that quilt that she sewed up from everybody's old school clothes.
Come on. Wait.
That was Crisco.
We running short on time. Come on.
Wait.
So,
tell us about.
Wait,
okay, I'm sorry.
Tell us what inspired your book.
Okay. So when my friend Kim Burse, she usually does, she's done
She used
Beyonce.
to work at Columbia too, right?
She does BET's Black Girls Rock, and she's the MD. And she called and she said, they wanted another act to do this part, but she can't do it. She doesn't want to do it, so I just suggested you, and I think Beverly suggested you. And I said, well, BT's never going to put me on TV. That I've been trying to get on television with them for a long time. Because by then, I hadn't put out an album, just Soul Singer, Feeling independently. And Feeling Orange, I think it was Turn Me Loose around that time. So then I said, I want to do it, and I found out what it was. I said, well, I want to be Peaches. And I was like, wait a minute, how you going to demand what part you want to do? Just get your ass on TV, you know? But I was serious. I was like, there's no other part for me on here. I know Nina because we've been in a relationship since I met her, you know? And so it's like I knew that was the part. And when I got it and they said, okay, I had been holding that high note forever. I knew what I was going to do. It wasn't a competitive thing. It was, I needed all those women, I needed them to make my thing build up. And that was the second take that made it on TV. You didn't see the first one, but the first time we did it, the audience back then, Black Girls Rock, was in the Bronx, and it was hood. It was like, y'all, this shit happened. There was cussing. They could not believe when I came out with Peaches, who the hell is that? You know, the audience went bananas, and it wasn't as clean as it is now. And so they said, can you do it again? Because everybody messed up but Jill. Jill did it perfectly each time, but all of us messed up. You know, I didn't mess up that second time, you know. And I still hit the note, hallelujah. But the second time, they said, can she do that again? And Roland says, she could do it 4, 5, 6, 7 times. How many times? You know, so I came in, and we got on stage. And what happened was, the first time I was a little nervous and a little more just excited because I was on stage with people I admire, that I adored. Like, I love performing with women. It's like, we're so competitive and mean to each other. But I come in, I'm hitting them on their butt, and they're like, Ron's like, don't do that. Not everybody's like you. You know, calm down, back away. Because I'm excited. I'm like, these are women I admire and I love, and they've been doing it, and they're who they are.
But I think
so
it was beautiful because you guys it was perfectly cast.
We had never rehearsed.
Yeah.
Only person
Everyone
came
was
to
so
rehearsal.
different.
Y'all had all been rehearsing all your lives. For
I
these
know,
moments.
but we had never rehearsed that. So we didn't know. We were surprised, too. Even Marsha went, okay, Led, that's what you're doing? But so we didn't know what each other were going to do. Yeah. Jill, I think, came to one rehearsal. But then we did it, and what I saw Jill's whole body went like this. So I said, oh, okay, calm down. And so I followed my sister. And then I got in the part. And I just don't know what happened after that till at the end. I don't remember doing any. Yeah. All I could think about was Nina Simone. And I can think about the Peaches and the role and being still. You have to be still to do something like that. And what I wanted, I only had 32 seconds to make an impact. I want every little black girl all over the world to remember, you are brown and beautiful, you know? That's what I wanted.
Beautiful.
Mission accomplished.
Yes.
No, really, because that was good for all us, brown girls and brown women all over.
I got so many moments because of that moment.
Mm-hmm. And that's, you know, beautiful because the idea here, and even like he said, that everything was kind of leading up to, we all have these iconic moments, and that right there, that's just an iconic moment. It is. When you are, you know, everybody knows you professionally, you know, when you are into yourself, you know, where is the place where you're most comfortable? The place where you just really feel the most like Led?
At home on this big gray couch with this pillow that I have and this no phone, a book, or just vegging out on TV and just at home, just safe there, or laying up under my mom talking about whatever. Those are the two places, like, so awesome. And of course with Ron, he's just amazing. But that's home.
You and Ron.
Listen.
You and Ron.
Whatever.
Go love. Go love.
Yeah.
Go love.
Tell us about touring with Kirk Franklin and your fellow New Orleans, PJ Morton. Because that was the last tour that you were on before this next one that's coming up.
That was a
with Tweet and Melanie Fiona.
That was a risky tour because It was new and it was different, and in order for
Because both of them kind of have that gospel.
I didn't sing any gospel.
I know you didn't.
And I had booty shorts on.
Even though PJ, of course, is an R&B artist, you know, he has that gospel following as well.
Yeah.
And of course, Kirk Franklin is a gospel artist.
Yeah,
and you were on
PJ
that
was amazing. We all were. Everyone was amazing. It worked so well, and it was people just did not get it like I thought they would.
Really?
And be open. Yeah, a lot of people in certain areas. Philadelphia did.
Were you guys at the Tower
No,
Theater?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, okay.
Philadelphia showed up, okay?
Well, this
it's
is a
just
strong
more
market.
in the southern areas. They were a little afraid. LA loved it. Standing ovations. I mean, when people got there and they saw it, they were blown away how great and beautiful it was. Because what I wanted was to make sure that people know God is in all of us. Even in my booty shorts, he lives here too. You know? And I'm not going to...
That sounds like a play. God lives in your booty
No,
shorts.
I don't care who gets mad at me about that comment. I don't care. I don't care. Because the stuff y'all do at church, listen, don't get me started.
These good church people in here, don't do that to them.
I done saved some of y'all. Shoot. Come on back. Stop looking here, look here.
So what'll be the difference between the tour that you have coming up with Melanie Fiona and Tweet
Yes.
that you're going out on soon from that tour?
Well, I'm excited. Why you change the subject? You're so smooth.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
But
to-
anyway.
But we running low. We on time.
But anyway, yes, I'm going on tour. I wanted to finally sing songs from Let Love Rule, the full album, and really get into that album. I've never gotten that opportunity, opening for Maxwell and then Kirk Franklin. Now it's time for me to sing my stuff. And I'm so happy that my management thought of Melanie and Tweet to come along, because women, it just seems like they're scared to bring women together. But Leela James and I have been doing that forever. So I love celebrating women. We
Shout
need to
out
celebrate
to Leela
each
James.
other.
We love Leela here too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to it.
You were pretty active during the Obama years.
Yep.
Girl, you was up at that White House, baby.
Look.
Yeah, you was back and forth at the White House.
You was in that White House, honey. They had a little snack table for you at the White House. The thing was that a few of our kind of beloved artists over, especially here recently with so many different changes, have, kind of tripped themselves up with comments that they've made, about politics and about current events and things of that nature. What do you think about artists and politics? You know how I feel. I know artists have a certain place and everything, but it's our responsibility to use our platform. But what do you think?
Well, how I use mine is I enlighten. On my private page, I say whatever I want. Y'all on my private page, so you know what I do. But I'm a behind-the-scenes fighter. I show up and they go, whoa, let's hear. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to be vocal about what I feel all the time. That's okay. A lot of people criticize people that do that, but at least they're doing something. And I'm doing stuff behind the scenes. I donate, I give of my time, I raise funds. You don't see me on TV all the time. You don't see me on the stage all the time. But behind the scenes, I'm back there giving my money away to help causes that I believe in. I think it's so important that we all vote. And I say that, I've been saying it, even when I've done stuff I didn't want to do, but I didn't want this outcome because I could see this outcome happening. And people sat there and said, we'll just see what happens. No, we need to make something different happen. And you don't hear me, but I like to hide my stuff at home or with people that I need to talk to. I'll call Jeff Nation, Jeff. Sometime I'll call Tamika, everybody, and say my piece. What can I do? How can I help? In that way, on the phone, in private. I don't want to do it out here because I want you to listen to me sing the political song. I want to sneak it in to my show and write a song like Shot Down. I want to do it that way. But behind the scenes, like Prince, like other artists that I know, they are donating money and doing things. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. So those people should be rewarded as well. And we shouldn't be mad at them for being quiet activists.
Right.
Be happy that they're doing something.
Well, the funny thing is that is an intricate part of activism that I think people sometimes don't talk about. The idea is that things can't happen if you don't fund them. And oftentimes the funding comes from philanthropists and people who are willing to do those things. And
I love her.
You know, and the idea here is that, you know, our forefathers and, you know, people like Harry Belafonte and people like that, you know, even though he was very vocal, at the same time, too, a lot of his money was put towards, you know, helping
Nat
movements.
King Cole, too. And he got beat up for not
Helping
being
and
vocal
pushing
about
movements.
it. But on the side, he was given a whole bunch of money as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's all needed. And, you know, and at the end of the day, you have to continue to do what you do so that you can be a help, so that you can play that particular role, and that role is very important. We have to remember that, ladies and gentlemen.
We know that people really want to hear you sing, and we got to kind of bring the program to a close.
Please vote. Please vote.
Yes, please vote.
Please vote locally.
Yeah, midterms are coming up, y'all.
Please,
Let's get
y'all.
it.
Please, we need you.
I got to ask you this last question, and if you could go back in the past now and ask or tell young Ledisi what was to come or what to be wary of in the future, what would you tell her now? After knowing all that you know, after all the experiences that you've had, what would you go back? Something short and sweet that you might tell her as advice.
Keep forgiving quickly. Keep doing that. You're doing good at that. I'm proud of you for doing that. And it gets better. Those two things.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to close the program with Sister Ledisi giving you guys some of what she does best, is give you those classic vocals.
Are y'all ready for this or what? I mean, come on.
We are appreciative and grateful.
Thanks for having me, y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. I love them. Give it up for Kindred, y'all. They do amazing things.
We had so much more we could talk to you about, but these people got to work tomorrow.
Indeed.
So we're going to let them out of here.
Somebody's babysitter calling now.
Y'all give it up for Ledisi.
Please keep supporting events like this, especially Kindred. They're so amazing, aren't they? Thanks for coming, y'all. I'm not that. I will, I promise, sir. I will sign that CD. Here's a song for y'all. I love him. He's come to all the shows, okay? All the shows. So this song I wrote, it's called Add to Me. And it's just saying, I wrote it with DJ Camper and Prince Charles, who wrote High with me. But I wanted a song, you know, how you gonna add to me? Add to my situation. I'm tired of you taking away. So every relationship needs to be, you need to check in every now and then, y'all. So here's a song for you that the guys and these ladies just learned. Y'all ready? Go ahead, get it going. You know how to do it. Hey! It took a lot, now you got my attention. It's crazy you're making me comfortable. Right now you're beating out the competition. But I'm the type that need a little more close range. All of that mean nothing to me. I need more than what you're offering me. Yeah, all of that can go, it's you I want. It's deeper than material things. Good conversation, give me stimulation. What's your motivation? How you gonna add to me? Yeah, how you gonna add to me? How you gonna add to me? Show me what it is you feel for me. For me. I'm just saying, can you handle me? How you gonna add to me? Yeah, how you gonna add to me? See, yeah, I can be good on my own, but I don't wanna be alone. But you gotta have it all together, so we can be stronger together. Tell me all your dreams and your goals. I'm paying all my bills on my own. I made a lot of money last year. I plan to make more this year. I've been in the spiritual place, so when it gets hard, don't break. Show me you're a winner. I don't need a quitter. How you gonna add to me? How you gonna add to me? How you gonna add to me? Good conversation.
What's your motivation?
I need to know.
How you gonna add to me?
How you gonna add to me?
How you gonna add to me? I'm just saying, can you add? How you gonna add to me? How you gonna add to me?
What can you add to me? What can you add to me? Show me you're a winner. I don't need a quitter, yeah.
What can you add to me?
Hey, yeah. Say it again. Hey.
What can you add to me? What can you add to me? What can you add to me?
Just give me the drums.
What can you add to me?
Go to the rim. I want you to do this. I want you to go. Not this. You go. What can you add to me? What can you add to me? Can you do that? I'm gonna teach it to you. Here we go. Right here. What can you add to me? What can you add to me? You got it? Go. Y'all better sing, Philadelphia. They on the beat and everything. Come on. What? I need to know you gon' take care of me, 'cause I'ma take care of you. I need to know, what can you add to me? Where y'all at? Say it. What can you add to me? Y'all sound good. I say, what can you add to me? That's what you're gonna need when you go out on a date, ladies. Y'all single. You need to ask the question. Don't be scared. Here's a song that I wrote. Sleeping on the floor. Who you call? Who? Hey, DD. Tell her I said hey. It's called All Right. Here we go. You guys know this one? All right. Isn't this band amazing? So great. Okay. I want to know how many people know it. Y'all know it? All right. Yeah. This life can make me so confused, but it's, yeah. Living day by day, I feel so used, and that ain't right. And I just want to run and hide, but I don't have the time to cry, and it's alright. It's alright. Many thoughts are running through my head. It's alright, yeah. Wishing to be somewhere else, but here, and it's alright. And I can't wait to see your face. I need a smile in your embrace, and I'm alright. I'm alright, yeah. Life can bring us through many changes.
Alright.
Never give up. Know that it's gonna be alright. People come and they go, yeah.
That's just the way that it goes.
'Cause everything is everything, yeah.
It's alright.
Sometimes the rain, it makes Yeah, and some things in the world, they make me mad, but it's alright. Oh, in the morning when I see the sun, I know I'm not the only one, and it's alright. It's alright, yeah. I wish I had some money to pay my bill. It's still like that, they hire. And I can't even buy my dress on sale, but it's alright. Oh, having money don't mean a thing, but loving you is everything, and I'm alright, yeah. Life can bring you through, life can bring it changes, alright. It'll make you feel bad, but don't give up, yeah. Alright. People come and they go, that's just the way that it goes. Everything is everything, yeah. Alright. Whoa. Everything is everything, yeah. You better sing. It's gonna be alright. Everything is everything. Hey, yeah. It's gonna be alright. Life can bring you through. Alright. It'll make you feel bad, but don't give up. Yeah, yeah. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. Yeah. Alright. And it's gonna be alright. Hey, don't you give up. Alright. Hold on to the day. Alright. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, drop it down some more. Chill out. I want to squall and you too loud. You too loud. Turn down some. Yeah. It's gonna be alright. Yes, it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright. It might not look like it, but it's gonna be alright. Come on, sing it with me. Go like this. Go. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah. Come on. Alright, alright, alright. It's gonna be what? Hey. I can see y'all. It's gonna be who? Hey! Thank y'all so much. She changes, alright. Just don't give up, know that it's gonna alright. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. Alright. Life can bring us through any change. Alright. Just don't give up, know that it's gonna be alright. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. What y'all? Alright.
Everything is everything.
Thank y'all so much.
Everything is everything.
Thank you for watching at home.
Everything is everything.
We're so grateful to have you guys here
Everything
tonight.
is everything, y'all. Everything is everything, y'all. Everything is everything, y'all. Everything is everything. Everything is everything.